Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the first ever episode of the Retro Wrestling Review Series. Are we doing nicknames or we want to just do ourselves? I didn't even get to
Well, I'm
talk.
still James the He-Man Hebrew.
I'm still my own the Birdman Finch, or
What do you want to be?
I guess I'll just be my Owen Finch.
Coco Beware the Birdman.
I know.
That means it's too
pretty much
retro.
I pretty much ripped out. So I'll be Coco Beware Birdman, even though I'm white.
Even though I'm
It
white.
doesn't make sense.
Even though be Coco Beware, even though I'm white. We'll make it work.
We'll try.
Try.
But welcome to the new show of this series. We're here with Are you a former host right now, or are you still a host of the National Wrestling?
Obviously, I'm not on the show anymore, so
Well,
I'm obviously a
taking
former host.
So he's a former host of the Massasoit Wrestling Corner, and we talked, and we both hate the product of professional wrestling right now.
The only reason why he's still watching it is because it's his job. Me, I don't
Even though I
have a reason.
I have pretty much have.
My job is actually running a wrestling show
So-
properly.
Yeah, so that's and I'm going to WrestleMania 32, but so I want to have fun watching wrestling again, and if I continue to watch the product, I'm probably gonna hate wrestling eventually. So
That's
I think that's why I'd start this review. Is that James said he's only watching the old stuff, so if James is gonna watch the old stuff, why not review it? So
So for people that were like wondering, oh yeah, well you probably rant on it on your off time. I'm like, yeah, that's when I'm not in front of a camera. I'm honestly sick. He may not be, but I'm sick of ranting about the product as a whole. And okay, maybe Raw was good this week, and I take Chris's word for it, but
it was an average show this week, yeah.
Well, yeah, like one good show out of like the last 2 weeks of like, of them not listening. I'm tired of them not listening. So if my opinion's not gonna matter at the end of the day, I'm not gonna waste my breath on ranting on a video.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I'm not on the show, and I don't know how long it's gonna be until I come back.
So that's why we have this show.
So
Or he's gonna be on this show. I hope he's not gonna be the way he is on the Massasoit
Wrestling Corner, where he's totally off topic, or he seriously stopped doing that.
Yeah, because
you're like all the way out here.
I think I am.
Like you talk about the Shield in 2012 when we were talking about what, the Hart Foundation,
Yeah.
or
So
1990 or 1980, yeah,
But,
1986 or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And he was like talking about the Shield.
We're
which
gonna
happened,
review that show
years
soon.
later.
So yeah, don't do that, Roy. And pretty much, should I just be the host of this so that way it's not confusing? I'll just be the host of the show.
Obviously the host. You're the one who runs the YouTube channel. Are you?
Yeah.
Are you technically the leader of everything?
Pretty much.
Like,
I'm like the president of the United States with this channel.
Yeah, I don't know if you're the president of the United Channels.
Yes.
That's 5 in total.
And this is a way that I can use my network. So give me more money.
Exactly.
So how this show is gonna work is we're pretty much gonna review all old wrestling shows, whether it's WWE, WCW, ECW, TNA. TNA's tough to do though.
Also, before we continue on the thing, they probably won't hear me, but WWE, if you want to do this, since we are reviewing an ECW pay-per-view, do a Table for 3 episode with Joey Styles, Paul Heyman, and specifically Taz.
Yeah, because they can get
Because
Taz now.
I wanna see a Table for 3 episode
Yeah.
with all 3 of those guys.
That'd be great.
I
I have to watch that.
maybe
series.
not. If not Taz, then Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah.
The Heart and Soul. One of those two. In a Table for 3, because that would be awesome stuff to see.
And we're not just
Hell,
gonna-
hey, you could even do 3 wrestlers. You want to do Taz, Tommy Dreamer, and Bubba Ray Dudley.
Yeah.
Make it an ECW-esque theme, because
I feel like they're probably gonna do that eventually. But
I love
they
hearing
won't do it.
stories about the ECW product, man.
But they probably won't do it with them. They'll probably do it with
No, well, I mean, yeah.
I can
we
see
didn't
Paul
think
Heyman being on it though.
We didn't think that WCW was going to be on it. WCW was on. You know what I mean?
So,
I mean, if they're going to have if they're gonna have Curtis Axel with the Miz and R-Truth, I mean, come on.
but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's how this show is gonna work. It's not just gonna be pay-per-views. It's gonna be some Raws, SmackDowns, NXT, old NXTs, old superstars, old main events. So
Yeah.
there will be some bashing because not every show is good. So.
Oh yeah, there will be some bashing. Obviously.
But eventually, what's gonna happen is we're gonna eventually like put them all into a hat and pick them by random.
Yeah, but today we picked Heat Wave.
And then the next few shows, we're gonna re-review the shows we did on the corner because they didn't really end up being reviews to begin with. So
Yeah.
and just that way they'll freshen our minds, so that way we won't have to go back and watch it.
Exactly.
Again,
So we basically
So the
the
next-
idea we originally had for the Mastoid Wrestling Corner, we're putting it into a different show.
Yeah.
As well.
And if we've already reviewed the pay-per-views, we'll just review them here as well. Because,
Exactly. Yeah.
So the show in about 3 weeks we'll probably be doing this off a hangout, because school's over. About
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe we can squeeze one in like the last day.
You know,
finals,
here,
but-
yeah, but that's it.
So
And even then, I might not even be here. So
Yeah, I don't think we'll
I
be
think
here.
I'm only gonna have like 2 finals and a
we
placement
might not
test.
do it the day before Christmas Eve.
I'm
'cause that
gonna
would-
I'm gonna have like 2 finals and a placement test.
Yeah. So maybe we probably won't do it on Christmas Eve, the day before Christmas Eve, because it'll be weird. But maybe we'll try to do that. So now that we've done that, we're gonna get. So originally, we were supposed to review this on the corner. James had picked it, but we're here now, so
Yep.
we're doing ECW Heatwave '98. So how we're gonna organize these is we're gonna try to say the storyline of why the match is taking place. For me, it's gonna be difficult because I didn't watch ECW at the time, and I'm not as knowledgeable.
Yeah,
about
I'm
ECW.
more knowledgeable on the story.
But I think I have a good idea because they did explain it pretty well. So
So we're gonna
so
go
yeah,
over-
we're just gonna go through it. We might just finish this in like about 30. Yeah, because it varies how long these shows are gonna be.
It really does, yeah.
Depends
So
on how.
we'll start it off. So, ladies and gentlemen, ECW Heat Wave 1998 took
This
place
wasn't
in
the
that
first-
year.
This wasn't the first one, but
This wasn't the first one, but this was, I think it was the second one.
I think.
Um,
I have to
and
look
the
it up.
commentators are Joey Styles and Shane Douglas. Surprisingly, Shane Douglas is very good on
He
commentary.
was.
Very
I thought it was
awesome.
great.
Very
Joey
good
Styles was
commentary.
great. I miss good commentary in professional wrestling. They're just
Exactly.
flat
Thank you. So Joey Styles opens up the show. He cuts a promo. He says, "Welcome everyone to ECW Heatwave '98." Crowd is electric from the offset,
now. Yeah.
and the atmosphere in ECW back then
It's awesome.
amazing. I mean, the crowd.
And he cuts.
I mean, and the thing is, everybody wants to like consider them like a blood and guts promotion. That's not what they're about, and this pay per view proves it.
yeah.
Probably one of the best wrestling cards in the entire fucking
Yeah, I agree.
wrestling period. That's how good this pay per view was.
And then Shane Douglas comes out because he's doing commentary with him. They do like a little funny segment where, because he had his manager out there. I didn't catch her name, but because he was injured. We're gonna talk about why he was injured when we get later on in the show because he had an injured arm. That's why he was. doing
Yeah, he was
commentary.
like he was doing commentary.
And he at the
I
time.
think he had kayfabe injury by Taz.
Yeah,
I think it was. And
And,
so Taz declared himself as the
FTW.
FTW World
We'll get into
Heavyweight
that.
Champion.
And
Which, by the way, if you didn't know what that meant,
fuck the world, right?
yeah, congratulations if you don't know what that meant.
Yeah.
Maintain your innocence. Now fuck off.
And
No,
then,
I'm kidding.
So then, but he at the time Shane Douglas was the ECW World Champion too. So
yeah, so
and then
basically-
they do like a little segment where his manager stuffs Joey Styles' face right into her tits. So
wait, oh yeah.
yeah, that happened. It was like a fun.
Joey
little segment.
Styles, Joey Styles, everyone wants to say he was like the Virgin Boy commentator, but for a Virgin Boy, he got a lot of action, boy, let me tell you.
I know.
Uh,
He was great.
probably when he climaxes, you're like,
And then
oh my god!
And then
Oh man.
and then they cut like to a little like video package kind of showing what ECW is all about and what the pay-per-view is. So
And
that was cool.
which was awesome. Just great.
Then we get the
great
first
stuff.
actual match on the show.
It's just incredible with Jason. Chastity and Nicole Bass. I've never seen somebody with so many more managers in my life than just incredible. Like,
I know. Well, I
how does he need all this protection? But and he was fighting Jerry Lynn.
The feud, by my understanding, was they just were having like a series.
Yeah. What ended up happening was basically what happened was, hey, so we're here. So they came in at ECW at the exact same time, Just Incredible and Jerry Lynn. And they had this feud. It was so simple on having a blood feud. They're both going to be the best.
Yep.
Just Incredible's the heel. Jerry Lynn's the babyface. Boom, we had it.
Yep.
That's it. Although the crowd just liked both of them, they didn't really give a shit. But
you didn't?
They didn't give a shit. They cheered for both of them. But
yeah, who was I believe Credible was supposed to be the heel, right?
Yeah, Credible was supposed to be the heel, and Jerry Lynn's supposed to be the babyface, and
this
both
was
of
the
them were
final
just
match.
cheered.
This was the final match that they were gonna have. This would have proven who was the best.
Yep.
And Joey Styles says on commentary, they're both the best professional wrestlers in the world, not the best sports entertainers in the world, taking a rib at WWF at the time.
Yeah, they were the best professional wrestlers in the world.
Which I thought was awesome.
And with Just Incredible, pro wrestling, yeah, sports entertainer, definitely not. He's not a sports entertainer.
That was great. This match was awesome.
Him and Just Incredible and Jerry Lynn, they were awesome in this match. I mean, these are
back and forth.
Back and forth.
I like that high cross body that he hit outside the ring, and then when Jerry Lynn went to go off the top rope and he hit the Tiger Bomb, catch him on the bottom of the Tiger Bomb, was awesome.
Oh my gosh.
The Hurricanrana was awesome.
Yep.
And then I think Jerry Lynn, someone went through a table in this match. I remember.
Yeah.
I think it was
Jerry Lynn. I think went through the table. Yeah.
And
there was some great
ECW was
spots.
extreme too. Like they did have like this was a one-on-one match, but I think since it's ECW, they can break the rules a little bit because they do that a lot because they use chairs.
Yeah, I mean, all matches are extreme rules by virtue of the name. So, but yeah.
And then Justin Credible goes for the tombstone right off the bat, and Jerry Lynn will try to pull him up for a pin. And Jerry Lynn and Cassie. Bass
yeah, Chastity, Bass. I think that's how you pronounce the names. Chastity
and
Bass and
Jason keep trying to interfere. So eventually,
I love how they call Jason the world's sexiest man.
I thought that was funny.
That was great.
And they both. So then Jerry Lynn eventually just takes them all out. He takes out Jason.
And then I love this joke. He punched her in the nuts because they think she's a man.
Yeah, that was funny.
I love how
and then
see that's when you know that the ECW was amazing back then.
And then
they knew how to make a joke. That was awesome. And the crowd popped for it.
Oh yeah.
That was the best part. The crowd popped for it. Like, oh my God, she got punched in the dick. Like that's like how you.
And then
you can't script that shit.
Jerry Lynn hit like a pile driver on Chastity, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
That looks sick.
Yeah.
Like the woman took like bumps back then.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
They did.
And then
I mean, you
and Joey Styles actually did say on commentary, this is something I've been saying a lot for WWE. I don't like to see domestic violence be done, but she definitely deserved that. I mean, I say that a lot about WWE nowadays. So, at least they try to utilize the logic here. So.
They definitely do.
And then
they're very logical.
He did something.
Except for the punch in the nuts, even though she has no nuts.
Well, woman can have nuts, so maybe she did have nuts. You don't know. So then Jerry Lynn hits a power. I hate James die. I just killed James.
It's just the way you said it. I mean, women have nuts, so she could have nuts. Yeah, I mean, you never know. Right? So nonchalant. Like, you never know.
But anyhow, then
I would make her a woman. She'd be a fucking man.
But then Jerry Lynn hits a powerbomb on Jason.
Yep.
So then they go up on the top rope and just incredible hits a tombstone right off the turnbuckle.
Yeah,
The victory was awesome.
I thought that.
I remember they named it, but I don't remember what the name of the finisher was. It's a some incredible something. It was.
Incredible pile driver or something. I don't even know.
It was a
We'll call it
tombstone.
incredible. We'll call it the tombstone. I think they
It
did
was a
call
great
it the
matchup
tombstone.
though. Good opening matchup too.
Tombstone credible. I don't know.
Yeah, power driver, incredible power
Tombstone,
driver. I don't know.
incredible pile driver. Tombstone.
But great
incredible.
matchup.
Justin, incredible pile driver thing.
Yeah, but a great matchup though.
It was a great match. This is when ECW was like at the highest point was in '98. I think in wrestling as a whole, the highest point was 98.
Yeah.
WWF business was booming. WCW was booming. ECW was like on the fucking rise. And
Yeah.
this was just a huge year to be a wrestling fan. This is the year.
I
to
wish
be
I was a wrestling fan at this time.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I mean, technically you were, but let's be honest, you didn't have the knowledge you had
Yeah,
now.
exactly. Yeah.
So.
I mean,
And,
it was still awesome to be around that time.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't get to see ECW, but going back in it, you know, like
Yeah.
holy shit.
That's
was
what I hate
around
about
it
these old
this
fans.
time, you know?
They claim that these new fans aren't gonna know what. Whatever.
No. Well, yeah, you won't. I mean, you never know. Maybe you will, but there would have to be TNA would have to step up their game, and Ring of Honor would have to get a legit television deal.
We have to wait and see. What's the next match?
So we have Lance Storm versus Chris Candido.
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to point out that I love that Paul Heyman does a promo audio for every one of these promos.
Yeah, he didn't do it for this one, but yeah, it was.
No, he did do it for this one.
It must have been cut because I didn't see
Yeah,
it
they
in that one.
wow, they cut it really. Thanks WWE Network, you douche.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no,
With Tammy.
he did.
But I know. So I think they didn't really go into the feud because probably the video package was supposed to be played, so I would have known about it.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot, because then my knowledge was broken.
So here's the knowledge. So Lance Storm and Chris Candido.
Or tag team. They said they were a tag team.
They were tag team champions. Paul Heyman's words said they had the privilege to be the ECW tag team champions. To call them the ECW tag team champions. They were always technically sound and everything.
Yeah.
Really putting them over in the promo. And Paul Heyman basically, he basically went over to the Ascension. Tammy had a lot to do with it because at the time Lance Storm's girlfriend was Dawn Marie and they were having issues, so it was like two girls kind of getting in the way of each other. So
And then
I think that was kind of the thing. That was the issue
they said
that was going on.
that Tammy was hitting on Lance Storm or something like that too.
Yeah, also that was the thing also. But,
And then
that was,
they said that Chris Candido was part of this faction called Triple Threat that was there too. So.
yeah, they were a part of the Triple Threat faction. That's what that was. The funny thing is, they were part of the Triple Threat. So he joins up with Triple Threat later.
Lance Storm?
No, it was Candido.
Oh, I thought he already joined.
So people were very confused. So they just decided to cheer for both guys here.
Yeah.
A lot of people were confused on who was babyface and who was heel.
I thought Storm. Yeah, I was.
Chris
too.
Candido is supposed to be the heel.
I thought so.
And Lance Storm's supposed to be the babyface.
I figured that out once, because Tammy does his introduction to prove that he's a heel, and she puts him over. So
yeah.
And I thought it was great, and great matchup. I don't really I remember it somewhat, but
Basically, what happened was I can't remember every single spot, but the bottom line
one
is
spot. I don't know if it was this match, but Lance Storm did like a high dot crossbody, like over the top.
Oh yeah, that was a
into the
match.
crowd.
That was a match. Same match. Yeah, did it over the crowd and
It was
over
great.
onto Chris Candido.
And
obviously,
and Chris Candido was wearing this headgear because they said his ear had gotten taken off by OVD and Sabu.
Yeah.
So
this is back. This is because he's in Triple Threat. Because
yeah.
yeah.
So then Great matchup.
Yep.
Eventually, Lance Storm tries to go off the top rope, and referee is down at this point, and Tammy was like checking out his ass. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
So then,
was she?
Yeah.
Tammy's a fucking whore. I'm
I
sorry.
think that was the storyline.
She was a whore back then, man. She was a fucking little whore. No one wants to say that because when she goes into the Hall of Fame, you're babyface, but she's a fucking whore.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sorry,
then she pulls down Storm.
Just point out the obvious.
And then the referee because Chris Candido tried to use salt in the match and he was blinded, so he rolled up the referee thinking that it was Storm, and Tammy's top came off, so they had to cover it up, and the fans booed. So then, if I remember how the finish was, I think it was a tiger bomb off the top rope.
Yeah, it was.
And,
they call it the Candido Special.
And he went with
freaking
that.
basically, all you have to think about is a power bomb off the top rope.
Yeah. So it was good.
Which is
Great matchup. And
you can't pay me to take that spot, even if I was a pro wrestler.
I don't know. I'd rather take that than the tombstone off the top rope too. So.
Good point.
But
Either one, I don't want to take. How about that? Put it that way.
But great matchup though.
I'd rather take a slap from. I'd rather take a slap from the Big Show right dead across the face than take that freaking spot.
But great matchup though.
Great matchup.
What do you think? Did he really get?
I love the match. I haven't seen the pay-per-view in so long, but the pay-per-view is one of my all-time faves. I gotta tell you, Chris Candido and the two high spots for me were definitely the crossbody and the Candido bomb.
Yeah.
And of course, Sammy almost losing her top because she was actually hot back then.
But you didn't like those probably then, so.
Huh?
You were like 2 when this happened. Like but then you
no,
saw it later
I
on.
was 4.
Oh.
I was 4.
But you probably
I didn't see it when it happened, so I was older when it happened. And
so
I
then
saw
you
it,
probably did
oh
like
shit,
it at
she
that
was
point.
hot, and then I liked her right now. I'm like, what the hell happened?
I feel the same
Basically
way.
what
I
happened.
feel the same way about Sunny.
Yeah.
Like what the hell happened?
She actually looked decent here, and not the case anymore.
So what's next?
The next thing is a segment. It's New Jack outside. He gets taken out by
The Dudleys.
the Dudley Boys.
He was supposed to have
The
like
whole,
a weapons.
the whole Dudley Boys. So
Yeah.
I want to point this out that they have a lot of family members.
I didn't even know
Oh,
that. Well, I knew that, but I didn't know it was so many.
So this was we'll get into the main event later, but it leads
was
into
supposed-
it leads into the main event.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a fatal four-way, I believe.
No, it was supposed to be New Jack versus some other guy named Jack.
Oh yeah.
Jack something.
Jack New Jack versus
It was supposed to be Jack versus Jack.
yeah, basically.
And
I
there was
forget
a
the
weapons.
last guy's name, but yeah, him and New
They
Jack
were supposed to have a
feud.
weapons of choice match, but it couldn't happen.
Gonna say right now, absolutely fucking hate New Jack as a
really?
person. He's an awful human being, and I don't know how he's avoided the death penalty on numerous occasions for the shit he's done.
What do you mean?
He's just nearly killed people
Wow.
for the stupidest shit. I'm surprised he hasn't been barred for life from wrestling. But
yeah, he gets jumped though, so this must have made you happy now, if you watch it back.
yeah, definitely. But I will say this: as a character, New Jack was over, and this guy couldn't even wrestle, but he was still fucking over as shit. One of the best characters on the show by far. As far as popularity wise, everything. I mean, if you were a kid and knew nothing about what New Jack has actually done, you'd be like, "Holy crap, this guy's badass." Or you would turn it to him and think that robbing a bank is cool. Whatever your prerogative is, just don't rob my house.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically the summary of the New Jack promo. He gets hurt. He gets injured by the other Jack.
Dudleys.
By
They were supposed to have a match.
Black Jack gets hurt by White Jack, and rest kind of writes itself. So we'll get back to when New Jack comes back later on. And then we go on to Rob Van Dam and Sabu with Bill Alfonso backstage. I forgot how much I hated this fucking whistle. Oh my god.
It was terrible. I was watching. It was so annoying.
I mean, it is definitely cheap heat, but
So I
it's
think
good to
they
get
were
cheap heat on them because Van Dam and Sabu was so over that I think if they did not have Bill Alfonso, you could not take them as serious heels.
Yeah.
Because they were just over.
I think I thought RVD was more heel because when they do this backstage
RVD's best run was when he was heel.
RVD keeps talking about like how he's beating all these superstars and he keeps putting up Sabu and he's like, I'm gonna take care of this tag team later on, which James will mention because I won't be able to say their names. And then Bill Alfonso, they put, and at the time they were the ECW tag team champions and RVD was the ECW television champion at the same time, and they were just pretty much hyping up a promo saying they're gonna beat their opponents in the main event.
Yeah.
So it was good. I liked it. It was good.
I mean, and as I said before, I mean, you want to talk about a show where no one could be booed.
No one was booed.
No one in ECW was booed. Everyone was over with the crowd. This is what makes this show so unique. I mean, the whole period of ECW back in the day, just everyone was over. When you were there and even if you weren't over right away, once you're there like 2 or 3 months, start having feuds with like Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah.
In this case, for C.W. Anderson, like right at the final pay-per-view, he was fucking over. By the end of ECW, he was over. And you know that just goes to show you like how passionate these fans were, how passionate the business was back then. I don't know what the hell happened now. You know?
Yeah, who knows?
And now we get to one of the best fucking feuds of all time: Mike Awesome, God rest his soul, versus Masato Tanaka.
So they said they had matches.
They had matches all over the world for a company called Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling, which Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling is like fucking nuts. Okay, and this is like ECW on steroids as far as the extreme quality.
Wow.
It's fucking awesome, and they brought this shit to, but it wasn't just because of weapons. These guys were stiff.
Yeah.
So they signed both Mike Awesome and Masato Tanaka to continue their feud. This is their first ever pay-per-view match in North America. My God, this is fucking brutal.
Mike Awesome just destroys him in the beginning.
Oh my God.
And then there's one spot where Masato Tanaka takes a chair, runs across because they have like with the ramp, they have this ramp that kind of just goes directly towards the ring instead of like the ramp being like
it was like a nonchalant run, and like
he bashes him off the head with the chair.
Bashes him straight off the head.
The chair shots that Mike Awesome hit in this match.
Now, I will say this right now. I really don't like chair shots. I really don't, especially with what's happened with Benoit.
Yeah.
But as far as what the history of this feud was, fucking worth it if it's for our entertainment.
Yeah.
And these guys brutalized the fuck out of each other.
Mike Awesome, when he went off the top rope into the crowd and did the flying.
I honestly thought and
line.
Still think to this day that Mike Awesome did the Taker dive way better than the Undertaker ever did. Like this guy got some fucking height, and I mean,
I don't think he did it in this match, but
no, he did. He did do it in this match.
I don't remember him doing it. Oh yeah, because he did the suicide dive. Yeah. But I was talking about when he did the flying clothesline off the top rope on when they were outside.
Yeah, no, he didn't do that. But
yeah,
that was fucking nuts too.
It was probably common back then, but it's just when you watch it now, it's not as common. So maybe I'm overreacting to it, but it was probably common back then to do stuff in the crowd, but you don't see that anymore.
No, like even then it was just like it was still crazy because it was still
then,
like you never. I'll tell you what you didn't see often. 300 fucking 6 foot, 300 pounds, 6'6" dude flying at you full fucking speed,
and then,
like fucking 90 miles an hour coming off the fucking ring, you know.
And then
something you don't want coming at you.
Eventually,
it was just basically this is a match where it's so hard to explain. So
Eventually,
basically, what happens is later on, Sato Tanaka
put him
and
through a table. Remember he put him through
Mike
a table.
Awesome are just kicking the shit out of each other. Mike Awesome gets a chair,
Just beat.
just smashes it. He smashes it over and over and over and over again. And Masato Tanaka, like a fucking Asian Terminator, keeps getting back up. And he was like, it didn't even fucking phase him. It's like he didn't even fucking phase
And
him.
it made sense because he was from Japanese, and the Japanese don't like.
I thought Joey Styles had the best commentary skills here in this specific match.
Yeah.
This is the match that made him go down in history as one of the greatest commentators of all time, and very underrated for not including this. When he was just getting hit over and over again in the chair, and Joey Styles was just cringing. Ooh, and then he's like shocked. He's like, Masato keeps getting up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fucking awesome.
And
And
then, Masato
Shane
Tanaka-
Douglas also was awesome in this commentary because then Masato Tanaka steals Mike Awesome's finisher, the Awesome Bomb, and does it on the outside of the ring.
Yeah.
And see, the thing about this is Masato's like 230 pounds, and Mike Awesome's like 320. So there's like a huge weight difference here.
Yeah.
And
He did through the table too.
he did it through the table.
And at
what
this
ended
point, he
up,
just
what
killed
ended
him.
up happening was it looked like he killed him here.
Yeah.
He
did, and then afterwards.
he couldn't get him all the way up.
Yeah.
So when he's doing the power bomb, he does put him through the table, but his back of the head smacks
I
the
don't even
concrete.
think. I don't think he went all the way through the table either. I think.
It didn't break his fall. No.
Yeah.
No way it did. Literally. One of the biggest spots in this match too was when Mike Awesome got payback. I think, or this may have happened earlier on in the match. Mike Awesome does the Awesome Bomb from the apron through a table.
Oh yeah.
Which is
But after Tanaka put him through the table, he just destroys him at that point.
and I mean,
he
their
hits the
and
Bubonic-
their matches would get more brutal over time. I mean, this wasn't just a one and done deal. They kept having matches after this.
And we'll probably talk about him if.
Yeah, if we decide to pick an ECW pay-per-view, yeah.
Yeah. But he hits
It's
an
fucking
elbow,
crazy.
and then he hits a tornado DDT on I think 2 chairs. or
Yeah,
whatever.
2 chairs on Mike Awesome's skull.
Yeah, and then that
which
was
is-
it.
I mean, these guys kick the shit out of each other. I mean, I don't care what you can tell me about the CCW guys or the Big Japan Pro Wrestling or whatever the fuck, okay? Nothing will compare to the matches between Masato Tanaka and Mike Awesome.
And this was only one of them.
Nothing. Nothing will compare to it. Any matches that they've ever had in any promotion, they fucked each other up. So, just letting you guys know. Nothing will top it. Nothing will top it as far as extreme quality.
The next match.
Well, it's not the match, but it's Taz backstage cuts a really awesome promo like Taz always does.
Yeah.
Taz was a promo machine.
I thought he was heel in this promo.
Honestly,
I don't think he
I
was.
think he was. I think they had to flip the script like 2 weeks after this pay-per-view because Taz was fucking so over. They had to turn the entire. I think this is what actually happened. So, what ended up happening was why people were so confused on who was heel and who was face. Chris Candido, freaking Bam Bam Bigelow, and Shane Douglas were all originally face.
Okay.
But because Taz was so over, and Lance Storm and Chris Candido were equally as over, and because Bam Bam Bigelow was equally as over when he was fighting Taz, they basically just had to turn the triple threat heel because Shane Douglas was more of a heel than a babyface.
Yeah.
Even though Taz had heel tactics going into it, but people thought he was so badass. He was.
Because I think he was heel.
He was basically, even though he was smaller in stature, he was basically Stone Cold Steve Austin and Goldberg of ECW.
Yeah. He even says, "I'm better in this promo. I'm better than the champ, Stone Cold Steve Austin in WWF and WCW Goldberg."
Yeah, he said,
He's more badass.
I'm the true heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
Not Shane Douglas. Not Stone Cold Steve Austin. Not Goldberg. And especially not that punk Mike Tyson. I'm like, oh shit.
When he said that,
I was
you can't
I mean,
even.
if he never was a tough guy in real life, he played a really good tough guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't. I honestly, back then, I wouldn't have fucked with Taz. I don't
No.
care how small he was. He
Nowadays,
probably would've
yeah,
choked
because he
me
can't
out.
do nothing now. Well, he probably still could fuck you up now, but not as much back then, no.
Well, back then, he would have destroyed people, in my opinion.
And they
Especially
leads
with
to
that
a
fucking Kanye Hajime in the Taz mission.
so it leads to a match between Taz and Bam Bam Bigelow. I'll just go over the story.
Well,
'cause
Taz and Bam
it
Bam
actually-
Bigelow was already a thing.
Yeah.
Already official. Because they didn't, not announce it like before the pay-per-view. They actually announced it before the pay-per-view actually happened.
This is like
You know,
advanced.
take notes WWE from like back then.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But the reason it was happening was because Taz wanted the ECW title. He had broken Shane Douglas' hands on multiple occasions.
And he was the heel. He was the heel, but he was so over.
I know, like
you would think he was such.
I
a
thought he
fucking
was
baby
face. But then when I liked the promo, I'm like, he's heel. He's got to be heel. So
yeah,
then,
but you would cheer him anyway because his
Yeah.
promos were awesome.
and then
His fucking like matches were just great.
And
he
originally-
wrestled. The thing is, he wrestled like a babyface.
yeah,
Even though
this
he
match
was,
he wrestled
even though
like
it was a
babyface.
ground-based game wrestling wrestling style, he wrestled like a babyface. You sense that off of him.
I think we missed a match.
Did we?
I think we missed a match.
No, we're not talking about that yet.
Oh,
I'm just talking about
We're
Taz.
just we're pretty
Because
much
we're talking about Taz just in
Okay.
general. So my word.
because we were about to. I was just about to talk about the match. So
All right, so we're not going to talk about the match yet.
We'll talk about.
We got to
why
talk
Taz-
about this match, or first the Dudley's backstage promo. You remember this? I sort of remember.
somewhat, but
I
they
think
pretty
this is
much
the
talk
burst
shit.
of "Thou shalt not mess with the Dudleys."
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, and they just cut a promo on Sandman, Tommy Dreamer, and Spike Dudley since they're facing them in the main event, and also talk about taking out New Jack. So that's about it.
Fucking awesome. I love this. I love this shit. And the new Jack, the white Jack comes in this later, but we'll get back to that. So now it's time for a great tag team match.
This was the match of the night for
Oh
me.
my fucking god, this is awesome. Yeah, all the matches are good though.
Yeah, I know, but this match I had to pick was the match. I can't pick like a worst match of the night. Like usually when I do this show, I want to try to pick a worst match of the night, but with this show, I don't think you can pick a worst match of the night.
No, all the matches were awesome. So it's Bam Bam Bigelow, or no?
No, it's the tag team match.
Ryu Hayabusa and Jinsei Senzaki.
They said Jinsei Senzaki was in
Jinsei
WWF at one
Senzaki.
time.
AKA I had a pay-per-view match with Bret Hart once.
Okay, so
Credit
that's
to old school wrestling there. And versus Rob Van Dam and Sabu
for the ECW tag
with
team
Bill
titles.
Alfonso for the ECW World Tag Team titles.
This was a match.
What a fucking match!
I can't even explain it.
So I'm gonna put it this way. So right at the beginning, fucking fast-paced action going throughout. So Ryu Hayabusa is doing some crazy shit with Van Dam
Yeah.
on the outside. Van Dam does the
I
fucking plancha over the top rope,
Which he
over
does
to
so
the
much.
fucking side, over to the outside of
And
where
then,
the crowd is. People are chanting ECW.
when
The crowd's
Sabu-
electric
when
right
Sa-
off the bat.
When Sabu hit the dive, like going in.
Sabu hit the dive.
Off the chair.
Yep. What ended up happening? The Arabian Face Buster.
Yeah.
This is the craziest camera angle in all of wrestling. And it was this match because
It was so
it
fast.
was there. It was just staring at the ring, and you see Sabu hit the Arabian Face Buster on Shinzaki, and Ryu Hayabusa right in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
It might have been Shinzaki. I don't know who it was, but Van Dam comes in out of nowhere, off the camera, and hits a 5-star frog splash. I mean, this is when Van Dam can get some serious height.
Yeah.
And fucking smashed the guy's sternum with his. And
then,
it was fucking sick looking.
when they
One of
did
best
the,
aerial shots that you'll ever get in wrestling, period.
Then when they did the when they did the double like Van Daminator when RVD when they hold
one
the
of my
chair up.
one of my favorite matches was the old school times fucking 10.
Yeah.
Fucking this guy. I don't know how the WWE did not push him more. I don't care if he couldn't speak English. This guy should have been at least kept later or brought back for the Ministry of Darkness shit because
Oh, you gonna do it with us?
No, I'm just gonna be right here.
Want to say hi? Want to say hi?
It's John Gage.
From the Massasoit Wrestling Corner. He'll probably be on the show with us, but he can't do this show because he hasn't seen it. You gotta see the show though.
Yeah, after the you better like actually check out the show. It's awesome to review this.
So
It's actually one of the best pay-per-views.
So what are you on?
Right now we're talking about the tag team match between Ryu
We're actually on
Hayabusa
top. We're actually on top of,
and
by the way.
Shinzaki, Hayabusa and Shinzaki versus Van Dam and Sabu from Heatwave '98. So I just want to point this out. Like, I don't know how WWE didn't pick him up for or rehire him for that Ministry of Darkness thing, because like he should have been like Undertaker's tutelage or something, because this guy was a fucking star.
But at the spot though,
and he took his fucking craft seriously. Sometimes I wonder if they thought that they were fucking superstars or anything. You know?
But OVD when they did the Van Daminator off with the chair.
Yeah, the
When
Van
they both did
Terminator.
the
Terminator.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then when they did like the doubles, when like the Japanese team.
This is when Bill Alfonso held the chair up to his face too, and just
they both
kicked
did,
him.
when they did like springboard splashes, like that was awesome.
Yeah, that was springboard splashes.
And then eventually,
so
they
this teases the dissension of Van Dam and Sabu. Sabu tries to go for the pin because he knows he's out, but Van Dam rolls him off and gets the pin instead.
Yeah.
So it's like Van Dam took all the credit for the work.
Because OVD was being very cautious.
This was Team Hell No before Team Hell No ever existed.
Yeah.
It was basically, and this was.
Then we actually get to when they both hit like double leg drops through one table on the.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that's
that was awesome.
What I'm talking about. That was on Hayabusa, right?
Yeah, both of them. They did it to both.
Oh yeah,
of them.
they did both.
It was like one at the same time.
Fucking. This match is fast paced. Just check this. Just take this whole pay per view. It's one of the best pay per view cards of all time.
It's so hard to explain each match. Like
it really is.
You have to see it to like. Okay, what's next?
So it's the Bam Bam Bigelow versus Taz, who's the FDW heavyweight champion.
It was for this belt.
This is for this belt, and it was the an ECW death match. Now, I wouldn't have called it a death match because this wasn't death match worthy, but it was still a great match nonetheless. Yeah. So I'm not gonna complain. That's
and falls count anywhere too.
Falls count anywhere.
And now we can talk about the storyline. So Taz,
Frank, really? Who's calling me?
Want me to take this thing or?
It's. No. I don't care. I missed it anyway. But yeah, no.
Taz wanted, like I said, Taz wanted the ECW belt. He took out Shane Douglas, like we've been talking about.
Yep.
They originally had a match, I think, a pay-per-view before this. Where Bam Bam Bigelow
Living Dangerously, where Bam Bam Bigelow put him straight through the ring.
So he ended up.
And
winning.
this match was was just as crazy.
Yeah.
But nothing will ever top that moment. I think anybody who remembers ECW or watched ECW One Night Stand 05, you'll remember that spot where Taz has him in the choke. He tried to get him in the Taz mission, and he's trying to choke out Bam Bam Bigelow. And what ended up happening was, in the match, Bam Bam Bigelow actually did tap, but the referee didn't see it, and then he just put him through the fucking ring. Fucking nuts. And the whole crowd popped for that night. And again, Paul Heyman, magic on the fucking microphone.
Yeah, he did like the hype
does the
build
promo.
Up.
He does the hype build up and fucking great.
Did he always do this?
Yeah, he always did it for every pay-per-view. Always did it. So
that'd be cool if like a head promoter would do that once in a while, but I feel like if like somebody did it, Heyman should do it for like all the pay-per-views nowadays.
Honestly, yeah.
Because then at least if the
it spices it up a bit, honestly.
Huh?
Spices it up a bit, honestly. But anyway.
So was he still? He was Paul Heyman. So was he known as Paul Heyman at this point, or was he?
It was. I think it was Paul E. Dangerously, but
yeah,
I think everybody referred to him as Paul E.
Okay.
But I think he was also referred to a lot by like the name Heyman. So.
But the match was crazy. It just goes right outside the ring, right off the bat.
One of the best matches I've ever seen as far.
Taz tries to like go off
falls
the.
Count anywhere or anything goes match.
Taz tries to jump off that. That ramp that goes straight to the ring, and Bam Bam just catches him.
And they pull it off again, where they go through the ramp this time.
Yes.
Tornado DDT through the ramp.
And the way Taz got up was badass too.
Yeah, he got right out. Bam Bam Bigelow looked like he was hurting bad, and he got out first. But Taz hopped right up and got him into Taz mission.
And tapped.
And tapped him out. And Taz, I don't care if you want to say that he was a heel or whatnot, he was babyface after this match.
Yes.
No question. Shane Douglas was the heel. If I don't think that Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret Hart was official when WrestleMania 13 happened, but they clearly say it was official. It was a double turn, and they always like to make that the story now that it was actually a double turn.
Yeah.
This was what it was with Taz and Shane Douglas, because Shane Douglas was on commentary, and Shane Douglas flipped his shit because
He's so bad
Bam
that
Bigelow lost.
he threw his monitor and
He threw the monitor over the fucking stage. I don't know if a fan got hit back then,
Yeah.
but, you know, I fucking say
This
anything.
match
Hopefully
is
they don't
great.
get a lawsuit.
Even when Taz went into the steel chairs in this match, that was awesome. This match was crazy. Crazy.
Nuts. Fucking absolutely nuts.
And then so then after this, Shane Douglas gets picked.
Hey, at least it wasn't like that fan that got that car door shut down by Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah. So
That was a bad day in the office.
What would you rather have, monitor or car door? Monitor probably. I pick monitor.
You want to know the, actually in this instance with the way the chair actually hit the kid, I'd rather the car door because it was the soft part, not the hard part.
Good point.
So
And then,
I'd rather the car door than the monitor because the monitor hits your head, you're fucking knocked out for like a couple days.
Yep. And then,
or have a concussion.
But after
for
the
like
match,
at least 2 weeks.
Taz got on the mic and told Shane Douglas to fight and survive. And then
Beat me if you can.
Yeah.
Survive if I'll let you, which was one of the best catchphrases.
oh yeah. And then so Shane Douglas gets off commentary, so Joey Styles is doing the show, commentating the show solo at this point.
Yeah.
But there's only one match left, so.
And now, this was the main match of the evening, which was the main event. It was, and see, this is how good this show was. They didn't need Shane Douglas defending the ECW title on the show. Because everyone in ECW, whether you were champion or not, was fucking over. Over as all fucking hell. And this is what we're going to get into now. The final match, the Dudley Boys, with Joe Gertner, Side Guy Dudley, and Jeff Jones. So this is back when the Dudleys were a trio. It was Bubba Ray Dudley, Devon Dudley, and Big Dick Dudley.
Yeah.
So this was when
And
they
then,
had the big fucker.
And then
God
Bubba Ray
rest his soul too,
Dudley's
by the way.
name was spelled different. I mean, this isn't going to mean anything to anyone, but it was spelled differently back then too.
Yeah,
so.
it was Ray Dudley because he used to stutter, but then they dropped
And
that.
then,
just like they did in WWE, they kind of copied that.
They cut a promo before the match that was awesome. The reason this match was happening, pretty much by the way, was because they hit the 3D on Beulah, which ended her wrestling career. I don't know if that was legit or not, but
Yeah, they kayfabed ended her wrestling career. Obviously, they didn't end her wrestling career because she came back at like ECW like in like 1999. I would say like.
So then, so Tommy Dreamer was mad because technically he was.
Tommy Dreamer was absolutely.
And
furious.
they also took out Sandman with this
Tommy
move as well.
Dreamer did vignettes before. They didn't show it in this promo. I was surprised.
Oh, it didn't.
Yeah.
And then Sandman, they took out Sandman with this move as well. And
of course their little brother Spike Dudley.
I mean, that's a story right there. It's
and this was back when he was little Spike Dudley, which if you abbreviated is LSD, and this was back when he was basically they made him out to be an LSD nut.
Yeah.
It was fucking ECW for you, and he was fucking over. You know.
And then they cut a promo, and one of the everybody just talks pretty much.
Everyone talks, and then Joe Gertner. So this is the first time everyone was like, this guy's an announcer, but because he's always like that shy guy. This is the first time you hear him announce.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, this new fucking character comes out.
Yeah.
Joe Gertner, one of the most underrated announcers of all time.
His voice.
And he wasn't even an official announcer.
His voice was weird though.
Oh my god.
Like I mean.
Well, yeah, they had to. He actually did a good job. He had to sell his neck injury. I guess he got a neck injury before.
One of them too was on crutches in this match too as well.
But he had a mouth. Like, he had perfect voice to do with anything he said. He can make the stupidest shit sound awesome.
He even said that the referee had bald hair, and there was a referee that had sold out to the Dudley Boys. So the referee gets mad, which is usually the one in the match.
So they. They included the referee. What was his name?
It's on there, so
What was his name?
somewhere on it should be there. I put it.
Was it Jeff Jones? No.
Yeah.
Was it Jeff?
Yeah.
Jeff Jones? Yeah, it was Jeff. So Jeff turns
Dude,
on the Dudleys, I guess.
I had a friend named Jeff Jones in high school.
Names are very, very good. Very good back in ECW. But
How they
still,
come up
they
with
were
this
over. And you know your show
You know
is
what's
good
scared
when
me,
a
by the
fucking
way,
ref
dude?
is over in storylines. So.
What's scared me kind of? This made Ori what he was today.
Really?
Ori said some of this stuff is from ECW, so it's
Oh
like
my god, yeah.
I don't think it's
That
but
doesn't
it's not,
surprise me.
it's not
He's
all
fucking crazy.
Ori.
No, just in general, this match was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's fucking crazy too, but that's different.
Oi, we're screwing around with you, buddy.
So the Dudley Boys.
But anyhow, Sandman, Dreamer, and Spike Dudley all come up with ladders, and Sandman comes out with smoking a cigarette, drinking beer, and a can.
Google Sandman shit.
Yeah.
Sandman.
He even like busted himself open with the beer before
I
the
will-
match even happened.
Again, this guy had the perfect character.
Yeah.
Even though he's terrible.
He couldn't wrestle for shit, and no one couldn't deny that. But they did not care. They wanted to see this guy as champion so many times because he was so fucking over. It was crazy. The entrance, the beer drinking, like cigarette smoking, head caning, fucking doofus who said, "Hey, I could do that." They were rooting for this guy because they were just like him, so he was always over. He was like the most over guy at this point in time. He was the #1 guy in ECW.
No, I say Taz's.
Well, yeah, all right, yeah, that's a good point, Taz.
Yeah.
He was like #2 on the list.
Yeah.
Tommy
Wait.
Dreamer was like a close 3, but
Raven.
Raven left at that point, I
It
think.
was Raven at this point. Van Dam.
Yeah, Van Dam was on.
He was still kind of new.
He was still a heel back then, so he was still working over like fucking crazy, but
Yeah.
he didn't really become more
Yeah.
over until he lost the tag team titles, and then he went on that fucking crazy ass ECW television title run.
Which he still had. Well, he had it anyways, but yeah.
Yeah, and he never lost it. He had to relinquish it due to injury. But
I
fucking
can't
what
even,
an
like,
amazing title run that
This
guy
match
had.
was like so much shit happened in this match. I can't even explain it. So.
Basically, it was your typical holy shit. There's so many weapons in the ring garbage match, but
Yeah.
it was typical. It was actually
And
there were some good spots. There was actually really good storytelling. There was really good cool spots with the ref, with Jeff Jones. I thought that was fucking great.
Everybody, even
Everyone, and they used everyone over on the fucking show. I think they used their whole roster on the show, because after the match, it was just basically they kicked the shit out of each other. I forget who won. And it was,
Tweema hit the DDT on Big Dick Dudley, I think, on a ladder for the win. But then afterwards, he got jumped from behind. So
yeah, he got jumped from behind by the White Jack. I don't even know his last name.
And then
so I'm gonna just call him White
New Jack comes out.
New Jack.
And he just fucking beats
comes
the
in.
shit out of everybody.
So
with
New
weapons.
Jack, who's originally scheduled to have a weapons match, he comes out.
I guess technically it did happen.
And
because-
again, shitty human being, but his character was over.
Yeah.
And not only just that, but his fucking song that was playing in the background anytime he would come out and beat the shit out of everyone with weapons.
Yeah, that happened.
And by the way, you have to check out the old version because it's I forget what song it is after all this fucking time, but it was one of it was one of the songs that they got from Tommy Boy Records. That it was a rap song. It just played throughout the whole thing. It was the best fucking song that they had that they could have ever picked for him. So this was it would have been 10 times better also if you watched the original version. So if you have the DVD, watch it again. The Dudley
That's the end
Boy.
of the show. Pretty
This is
much.
the end of the show. Basically, what happens at the end is
Everyone stands.
fucking New Jack comes in, rushes down the ring with like a whole carry, shopping cart of fucking weapons, and him, Dreamer, Sandman, and Spike Dudley are like fucking destroying the Dudley boys, and the Jack dude, the White Jack. I don't even know his last name.
They said it, but
his history. He was I think he was one of the ones that didn't get as lucky with ECW, but I think he was still properly used. I mean, even if he wasn't as over, he was still properly used. So, again, that's
like
just
the
match with
only
Paul
problem with ECW was the financial stuff at the end.
Yeah, obviously.
So
You can name all E for that one.
Yeah.
yeah.
I will blame Paul.
You still owe me money.
But even I mean, I think when it comes to this, there will never be another person that will have you have so much passion for any business, for this specific company, for any company. There will never be another owner that can pull this off. Where if you're having financial issues, they still have so much passion for the company that they'll work for free.
It's like even if it's
Even if you're getting nothing,
Yeah.
they'll fucking work for free. Paul is the only one that I think that can get away with something like that.
Yeah.
Because that's how fucking passionate that everyone was that would stay with ECW till the day it died. Dreamer, Van Dam, Sabu, they had their differences, of course, but it's just like, they came back anyway.
Yeah.
For low pay or for free. And
It was great.
So
So
honestly,
we're gonna try. So now the show is pretty much. So after this, Draymond says on the mic, "This is ECW." And
this is ECW, and we'll see you for November to Remember. I think
Yeah.
was the next pay per view that they were
Because
going to.
I don't think they did pay-per-views all the time.
Yeah, whatever year that was.
We'll talk. We'll
Was
talk.
was that November to remember 98 or 98?
Yeah, 98. I think it was 98.
The
yeah.
match I'm thinking of right now.
What was the match?
Sandman versus Sabu in a ladder match.
Oh god, that was brutal as fucking shit.
We'll
Yeah.
talk Botchamania.
It was Botchamania on that one, but it was fucking brutal. I love that match.
Which we'll talk about if we ever
Still
get a
not.
chance.
You don't technically count it as good.
You don't technically count it as good, but you count it as brutal that it just turned out to be good, really. But
So
there's
then,
still a lot of fucking.
I think people will disagree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that we're pretty much done.
They were still brutal. They're still brutal as they fuck at each other. I'm surprised I didn't break their fucking neck. I was like, the fuck?
So we're pretty much done reviewing the show. So what we're gonna try to do every week is when we review a show, you say.
By the way, Sandman, stop doing sentons
Oh yeah, he did that too.
onto ladders.
That was bad.
No wonder why you have fucking brain damage, you fucking twat.
The best ones are his leg drop. Like you're laying on the rope and he just falls down.
I
That's
think
why
did
he was
that-
so over. He was the typical drug guy. He was like, I could do this shit.
Yeah.
Like,
He falls down.
yeah.
All
So
right.
now, when we on off the show, say what you thought about it and tell them if you would recommend. So those people
I
that-
recommend it to anyone that is a pro wrestling fan ever. I don't care what year you
What do
started
you rate the
watching.
show? 1 to 10.
10,
10.
11,
I haven't seen it yet, so I
So you
can't
can-
do
11
can't
out of
rate it.
10.
I just showed up.
You gotta watch it. Here,
Yeah.
I'll give you the notes. You can look back on them and you
You
can
just spoiled the show
Just-
for
just-
them, so.
just watch
I
it
think I-
anyway. Watch it anyway.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome. Fucking awesome pay-per-view. One of
And
the best pay-per-views
we'll be
ever.
back. This, by the way, we didn't say, but this show's only
Although
gonna
you
be.
have to watch the crappy network version because you can't find the version on Daily Motion or YouTube anywhere.
Yeah.
You probably took it down.
The biggest of the best match in the show was Mike Awesome versus Masao.
Oh my fucking god, yes it was.
All right.
What do you
Well,
really
actually,
can't-
I don't know.
tag team match.
Because the tag team match between Hayabusa and
They have better
Shinzaki
matches.
versus Van Dam and Sabu was fucking
All right.
great too.
Let's wrap it up here.
But yeah.
But enough the show. This show, by the way, is only gonna be once a week because it gives us enough time to watch the pay-per-views that we want to review, and there's no need to do it 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And Tut might be on the show. No, and
Maybe not.
I'm gonna make a Facebook page so that way you guys will know ahead of time what.
Pay-per-view's going next.
Yep, and well, it's not just pay-per-views; it's just any show that's going next, and so that way you won't be spoiled. I'll post a link to the show so you can watch it off the network if you have the network, anyways. And anything else you want to say?
That's pretty much it. Check out the pay-per-view. It's worth checking out.
Yep.
Honestly.
So the next, I guess we already know what the next show is gonna be. The next show we're gonna review is King of the Ring 1996.
Wait, didn't we already?
Well, yeah, we're gonna review.
Him and I need to review it. Can we pick something else? Because I honestly, I'll be honest with you, I fell asleep like through that pay-per-view.
Okay.
I'll just watch it myself, and we can just review it on the show. So
Okay.
we're not gonna watch. You don't have to watch it because you already know what happened. You can just watch.
Yeah.
So
I'll fucking honestly, either we go with that or because I was thinking maybe go with more of 97. 97 was a better King of the Ring in my opinion.
okay.
It's up to you.
Todd, you have the final vote. 96 or 97.
I really don't care. I just threw a pen at the board to pick it. That's.
We'll just do we'll do 96. So.
We already did it though. Like, what's the point of doing it again?
That's what I'm saying. All right, so that's the final vote. 97.
All right, we'll do 97. 96 will be the episode after that.
Fucking, why do you want to do 96? Yeesh. 96 sucked.
we
I'm
already
gonna be
did.
honest. The only thing that was good out of that pay-per-view was Austin 316 since I just whooped your ass. That's it.
Well, we'll review it another time, but
And the only really good match on that whole show was Mark Mero versus Austin anyway.
all
It's the
right.
only good
So
match on there.
so the next one we do is not
97.
97. That will be the next
97,
one.
yeah.
He's gonna watch 96. I guarantee it.
No, I watch 97.
All right. Ready?
You'll watch 96, but we're not gonna review it.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll review it at some other time.
Alright guys, so we're gonna promote things here. So check out Jay Hebert's side. I just posted a thank you for 200 subscribers, which came really fast. I don't even know how the fuck that happened, but yay. I'm at 200 now. So check out that if you want to subscribe. Give me more subscribers, yes. And then check out Women's Wrestling. I just posted a preview of what the Gold Rush tournament's going to be looking like. So if anybody is curious on what the new production value looks like, check it out there. And you can check out the Master Wrestling Corner, even though I ain't paid it anymore. And you can also check out Owen's channels.
Yep.
Which is
And
Wrestling
check
Force.
out Pro Football Reporters. There's some
New
technical.
episodes will be coming up soon.
Yeah.
We've had technical issues the past couple episodes.
And then that's about it. So next one we'll review 97, King of the Ring 97.
Yoy!
So we'll be back with then.